Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where last episode we had a bit of a food crisis, but we managed to get it under control. Now we've got a little bit of a money crisis, and that we should also work on getting under control. Let's drop our wages down to 100% for right now, and we'll see what that does. We can also crank up our taxes to the default of like 10%. And that seems good for now. So we'll see if that solves our financial issue. I suspect it'll go at least a long ways towards that. We've also expanded our exports and our cotton production significantly down over here. We've increased our cotton production up here as well, our cotton bud production, and we may need more cotton buds. We'll see. But our prosperity is up to 42 now and continuing to rise. So looking down over here, we can see that there are a number of common homes here, but they're starting to upgrade again. We'll have everything we need to get these upgraded back on up. Just needs time. So that looks good. We need maize to develop out over here. That, of course, is fed by this small market. What is this fed by? This granary does have food coming into it, but this market doesn't appear to really be disseminating the food very well. That's interesting. This connection's up over here. Okay, I'm going to take out this section of Stone Road. I'm going to put in Stone Road right here, and then we're going to run canals like that. We're going to remove these canals, and we're going to Chinampa right over here. So we're just going to expand this area slightly. I'm going to put another market in over here. The question is, does this have a granary that can reach it? And I don't think so, so we're probably also going to need a granary up over here. Granaries are 4x4, right? Yeah, so we're going to need a slightly larger spot here than this. I want to take this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually want to take out those sections of canal. I want to run the canal up like this. Yeah. So we'll get that going, and we'll want to Chinampa everything out over here. What do we got here? That stone canal awaiting removal. Okay. We'll get that done soon enough. There we go. We can get a Chinampa in here, a Chinampa in here. This section of stone canal can be removed, and we can start to Chinampa some of these areas. Excellent. So we're just waiting on this canal being removed. There we go. But then, what if we wanted to have a road going around the granary that's going to go here? Yeah, that actually means we need to extend this a little bit further, and it needs to be here. And for some reason, these didn't do that. So that actually means that we need Stone Canal to be here, like this. And that means that this section of canal gets destroyed. These two sections of canal should get destroyed if we want to be logical about how this is laid out. And we put in a section of canal right there. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be fairly necessary. We need a lot of space over here. So we'll get that underway. We'll be able to reach it fairly soon. This should be Chinampa'd. This should be Chinampa'd. We're going to want to remove this section of road eventually, but not quite yet. And we may want to expand this area over here as well while we're at it, now that I'm thinking about it. So we can take out any of these sections of canal over here, and all we want to do is we want to run the canal a little bit more sensibly, like this. So we can Chinampa right here and right here. And then all of this gets Chinampa'd like that. And then these are canals here. Okay. This is a pretty in-depth process to get this area expanded, for sure. But there we go. So we're going to change around the way these roads are done. And awkwardly enough, this is going to change where this common home is connected, which means that it's going to have access to this market. Which means that this space may not actually be all that necessary. This change here is what will actually fix the problem. Building another market here and a granary here is fine. Maybe we should actually put a large market up here, because we've got a small market here right now. How big is a large market? Is that a 4x4? Yes. So that would mean we'd have to extend this out by one more still. Very awkward, but I'm going to do it. So we're just kind of rapidly iterating on this. Okay, so that's underway, and this will, of course, all be Chanampa'd here. So a Chanampa here, a Chanampa here. And as we remove these... Oh, boy, these guys are going to get stuck out there, aren't they? Why are you on this side? Can you not be on this side, please? I want to take out this section of canal so that these guys can get out. We do want to Chanampa these areas right here. We'll get those underway. But we need to take this out because these guys went to the wrong side of it, and now they need to be unleashed. There we go. They have been officially unleashed, and now we can put this canal back. There, that's only mildly awkward. So this area out over here, I want to clean up the way that this road is done, and specifically, I want the road to come in like this now. So once that's done, this house is going to be connecting over here, and we'll connect to this small market. But I think a large market up here is still useful. It'll allow us to deliver some more useful things. We've got a porter yard here that's at 5 of 6. This is accepting pottery and cloth as it is. We can have this be getting pulque, and that'll be fine. So that'll deliver some pulque up to this royal palace, but that's okay for now. So for now, what we need to do is we need to put in our market up here. So this is going to be a large market right here. And then this is going to be a granary right here. We can't put in the roads around this yet because these Chanampas aren't done, but they'll get there very soon. So let's get these underway. We'll get the road heading over here, and then we'll just get these done as the Chanampas finish up. So that granary is now done. We need to have this be getting maize, fruit, and chili. There we go. Something along the lines of that. And then this market is going to have access to a lot of things. It's not got furniture. Do we have any furniture makers? Yeah, these are furnishers here. I'm eyeing up this space right here, and I'm thinking we could fit a porter stop into that anyway. I don't think we could get a porter yard there, but this is definitely a space where we could put a porter stop, and this could be getting furniture. Like that. So that seems decent. We'll come on down over here. Our prosperity is up to 61, by the way. So that's been a big gain. No doubt about that. We've built up our houses nicely. We need access to more civil service over here. Fair enough. We could think about putting in, I don't know if this would have the aesthetics to put in a civil service down here. So a collector would go like down over here. Actually, that works. Done. So we'll put a collector in over here, and now we're reading more access to religion, which isn't terribly shocking. We can put another shrine to almost anything down here. Awful, abysmal, symmetry. Weak, average, abysmal, abysmal. This is good symmetry here. But how are we going to connect it? I suppose we could take a road just straight down like that. And that would reach this house. So, sure. So that seems fine. Some of our masons are lacking clay. That's interesting. We have 2,000 clay in the city. That shouldn't be a problem. It's probably just because we used a bunch of clay up in this area, cleaning this area up a bit. That would be my guess. So at this point, we've got this large market serving this area, and it's serving a significant amount of this area, so that looks good. We've got furniture, we've got cotton, cloth, pulque, pottery. We don't really have the timber up here, or the fresh water. Where's our well dipper in this area? I don't think... We've got this cistern here. Is that going to a basin around this direction? There's a steam bath over here. Am I blind? There's a well dipper here. I guess that serves this area? How could we get there? If we were to move this sauna, hypothetically, down to here, and then put a cistern in here, would that reach this well dipper? Because we could run the aqueduct right here. No problem. Let's do that. Let's move the sauna. And let's see what happens. I hope this works. That would be ideal. It's pretty close to this well dipper, and it's kind of a straight shot, too. So we'll see. So the sauna is now removed, and we should be able to just cram a cistern in right there. Yes, that reaches that well dipper. Excellent. So now we need to take an aqueduct out and around like that. Okay, so that'll give us higher quality water right up over here. And these homes need to develop, but that's fine. We're up to 65 prosperity. I think this will do the trick. So that's looking good. And this market up over here is having no service use at the moment, which is kind of wild. Still lacking on the timber. I'm assuming we get timber in here, right? Yeah, we get timber here, but we're currently lacking a little. Maybe we should get some more timber production down over in this area. This border yard gets timber. I'm going to switch it over to accepting timber, and I'm going to put in some timber production down over this way. So we're going to put in a pair of sawyers, and that's going to go about here. Okay, those positions are blocked. It's going to go about here and here. So that'll be more timber production down over here. Yeah, there's ficus trees over here. That's understood. And we've got an amate maker there. Hopefully, yeah, they don't seem like they actually want to cut down the ficus trees. They want to cut down the other trees around it. So that looks good. Prosperity is up to 67 at this point. Excellent. And this cistern is just reaching this well dipper, and I'm hoping that that well dipper will upgrade. That said, the well dipper over here didn't upgrade, but that's because we're not actually reaching it. So this well dipper should upgrade to a basin, I think, if I'm understanding how this works. Because it definitely gets highlighted there, and then the well dipper does reach down to the cistern as well. So it should. But this is in the lower reach area. So we'll see how that goes. This water quality up here is good, though. And the water quality over here is good. This one is the one that isn't reached. But it is reached by this cistern. So I guess that's okay. So down here, these homes have everything they need for the moment. We're at 66 out of 70 prosperity. We're doing fine on our food. We're making money again. I think all of our problems at this point are fundamentally solved. We just need a little bit of time here. So we're back up to 67. I want to check in on some of these houses down over here. Closer to their place of work. Fair enough. We need furniture down here in order to develop. Do we care? Maybe not. Ambience is a problem out over this way. That's something we can definitely tackle by putting some stone roads in here, but some of these areas right up over here, they've got swamp under them. So we're going to need to take those out and Chinampa that. And then this is going to be stone road right here. Okay, so those are going in, and we can also run the stone road down about like that. That'll be fine for the moment. And those Chinampas will finish eventually. This well dipper here is not quite reached by this cistern. That's unfortunate. We could maybe put in a cistern right here or right here if we really, really, really wanted to. I kind of don't really, really, really want to. So we'll see. For now, though, I do want to put more stone roads along where these houses are. So we'll just do something kind of like this, and this whole area up over here is a little bit awkward, but we can have it connect kind of like that. And we're just waiting for these Chinampas to finish up right over here. They'll get there. There's one done. Where are the others? Anytime now. There we go. So we'll get those in there, and that'll get us some ambience in this area. But we're still probably going to have distance be a problem, but some of these are upgradable. We're at 69 out of 70. I'm contractually obligated to say nice about that, but we're only 1 point away at this point. I think it's just going to happen. I don't think we need to do anything else. There we go. Excellent. Ruler lauded, and that we can keep going, but there's not really a reason to. This city is complete. So that is perfect. Let's head on back to the menu. And let's see what the next one is. So I believe we're doing scenarios, correct? Yeah, so we just did this map. So we've got a couple more to do. Let's do this one next. Desert Redoubt, huh? Arid terrain and exposed location of this outpost will make agriculture challenging and supply lines hard to defend. And our bitter rivals will launch regular and punishing assaults on our positions. Well, this said that we would be raided, but that didn't actually happen. We'll see if this one happens. I suspect it probably will. Okay, so what do we got? Well, we've got this lake that we can work off of. So that'll give us some fertility, for sure. Do we have access to stone production here? Yes, we do. We have access to stone and obsidian. Has to be placed close to accessible stone. Okay, so that is absolutely noted. We can produce obsidian, we can produce stone. Those are both very big deals. So I'm thinking about what direction they're going to come from here. And this is pretty wide open. There's no doubt about it. We can do some defenses up here, potentially, but it would really have to be connecting like this or something. We could have it run like this and then a connection out over here. That's going to be pretty long, no doubt about that. And we're going to need to find a place to farm. Okay, let's see what we can grow. We can grow maize, we can grow fruit. We cannot grow chili here. We can grow megwii, which is obvious. We can grow cotton. We can grow nopal. What does that produce? 1.2 pieces of whatever that is per year. It looks kind of like, well, nopal. Let's see what we've got here. It is... this? Is that jade? No, that can't be right. Nopal. Okay, I don't know what we use that for. But it's definitely something we can grow here. So that's noted. So, we can produce stone. I want to have a forest designated as our logging forest. And for now, this is fairly sparse, but I definitely do want to log these trees. So that'll be fine for the moment. We're going to need to bring a road down, but not there. I'm going to bring the road down over here instead. I'm going to put in 2 sawyers here. Can we get clay here? No. So we're going to have to trade for clay. That's understood. We're currently importing clay, stone, and timber from the capital and maize. We're definitely going to want to back off of that. Okay. So we can do a stone quarry about here and here. And I'm also going to do an obsidian mine about here. So we'll run a road down something like that. So that'll get us stone production. That'll get us some timber production. So I don't want to import additional stone. I don't want to import additional timber, if we can help it. We're going to have to import clay, and I don't want to import it from the capital for now. So that's fine. Now I want a farming area designated. So this is barrens, this is desert. We're going to want to have our farming area probably be right over here, or Chinampa some of this. Some of the lake here. But that's going to require clay. Clay is complicated for us. We know this. So for now, I'm just going to run out over here. And that means that we don't want to build regular canals. We want to build stone canals. Those still require 1 clay and 2 stone. as opposed to 1 clay and 2 timber. So I guess it doesn't really matter which type of canals we build. Half cost over swamp. So there's that. So I'm going to have the line be right here. We're going to take it down to there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do another row to there. And the canals are not going to push any further than that for right now. So we can do something like this. And then we're going to need to have roads that go over this, right? So we're going to bring roads down like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 right there. So that's fine for now. And I don't know if we're going to want these to be stone canals or not. I don't know how much flooding is going to happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this area is going to have to be pretty chinampa'd. No doubt about that. So we're going to have to import clay for that. So chinampas are relatively expensive. But they are half cost over swamp. So we can do something like this. And then this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that. But we're going to need to extend our canals out to be at this same distance. So right there. And now we should be able to... one more. Now we should be able to chinampa this whole area. There we go. But I don't want to do all of this right now. For the moment, I'm going to tell them, hold on this and hold on this. I only want to get one farm online right now. And this farm is going to go right up over here. We're going to want to start growing as soon as possible. We're going to need a granary, and that's going to go up over this direction for sure. So the granary is going to go about here for right now. Or is it? Our roads are going this way. Which means that we should chinampa here, and the granary should go right here. I don't want to cut too much into these trees, but that is what we're going to need for right now. So the granary is going to go about here, which means that chinampaing should happen 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and then we've got 1 on each side. So then we're going to have to chinampa there, but the rest of this space, we're going to have to cut down, it looks like 2 trees. That's acceptable. Okay. So that's fine for now. And let's put this on a relatively modest speed for the time being. So we're going to get going here, and we're going to get started on all of this construction. But that's going to be very significant for sure. Now, I'm assuming we have access to cotton weavers. Yeah. So we want to absolutely be growing some cotton buds, but probably Megui will be a good crop for us to grow down here perhaps, or we'll see. We'll see. This area is all going to be non-desert materials, so that's fine. Okay, we need to get our production down here online, and to that end, I do want to get some homes down here. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like that for now. So that'll get us some homes to get these operational. But it's going to take some time to get this all online. There's no doubt about that. It is about time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to really get started on this city. We're going to want to export a lot of stone, I think. That's going to be a good export for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.